Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Badge. I'm Steve Fecto from Talent Development and Learning. It is always my pleasure to host these Beyond the Badge episodes. I want to welcome our audience that is filing in right now. This is episode 2 of season 3. Yes, our third year of bringing you these monthly Beyond the Badge episodes, and we have another exceptional 20 stories to share with you today. As a reminder, these stories come from our system daily huddle. We put it right there in our logo. Every single day, there is a huddle across our entire Mount Sinai Health System where our senior leadership come together to cover some important conversations around safety and high quality days across all of our hospitals, our ambulatory practices, many different service lines. And then that's followed by some local huddles at each hospital. But they take a pause in every daily huddle for one leader to have their turn in the rotation to share an employee story, to recognize one employee that really role models what excellence looks like at Mount Sinai, that really filled them with pride when they saw either the patient letter that came through, a star peer-to-peer recognition, just a program that they wanted to spotlight, whatever it might be. This leader said, this is the individual whose story I want to share. And thanks to our partners that work on that huddle, Swati Garg, Joseph Mary, Hillary Polly, they collect these from every huddle and send them to us, our team, and our Mount Sinai Spotlight Committee. So I'm joined, I get to host this session, but backstage I have committee members Jessica Rubin, Khadijah Mohammed, and Michael Joseph running the show backstage. And our other committee members who represent the various sites that our employees are going to be honored from today are going to be reading the stories. They're the folks that lead employee experience efforts and a lot of patient experience efforts across our system. So they're going to be reading these stories. We're thrilled to get them, and we're thrilled you could join us. I know a lot of our new guests are folks who are here for the first time because you know a celebrant. So thank you for being here. So you know you do have a role. Get right into that chat. Some are doing it already. Make sure you set that chat to everyone and add your voice when your person comes up, or if any of these stories inspire you, which I know they will. Hop in there and start applauding our honorees as we go. They love to go back in there and read what's being said in the chat afterwards. So I see you doing it. Another way is using those reaction buttons. I love to see the hearts. There's some applause fluttering up in front of me. It makes my day to see those. There you go. So feel free to use those as much as you would like. But I know our regular audience, the folks who come back month after month after month to be inspired by these employee stories, are members of our leadership team from across the system. So many of our leaders are our regulars in the hundreds of folks that we see come through here every month. And I want to have a couple, I always like to start with calling out a couple who I know are in the audience to come on up on screen and welcome you. So today I know someone who's been here several times in the past is Dr. Beth Oliver. You know her as our Chief Nurse Executive and our Senior Vice President of Cardiac Services at Mount Sinai Health System. And Beth, you've been here a few times. I've had you open up before. I'd love it to turn it to you to say hello and welcome our audience today.
Thank you, Steve, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm really thrilled to be here today to celebrate all of the Mount Sinai staff who are being recognized for going beyond the badge. I'd like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to you on behalf of our patients, your colleagues, and the greater Mount Sinai community. Your dedication, your commitment, and your courage deserve our deepest gratitude and admiration. As a nurse leader, I am so proud of the many nurses being recognized today for their tremendous contributions that they have made to our healthcare system and beyond. Actually, reflecting on my own journey within Mount Sinai, I'm reminded of the countless examples of excellence and unwavering commitment I've witnessed. It's these stories and experiences that underscore what makes Mount Sinai truly special. They're not just stories of healthcare excellence, but of heart, resilience, and unwavering commitment to those that we serve. I am thrilled to be celebrating all of you, and I look forward to hearing your incredible stories of excellence that will be shared today. Thank you all for your commitment to our patients, your colleagues, and your work here at the Mount Sinai Health System. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Beth. And you're right. Thank you for using the term beyond the badge. That's really what this is. It's, there's everyday excellence happening around our health system. And these are the stories that were that step beyond, that really showcase what it means to be a Mount Sinai employee. So you captured it so well. Thank you so much. Another leader I'd love to call up is one of our newer senior leaders to our team. And we thought, what a wonderful way. There are so many nurses in this group, I noticed. We invited Dr. Kimberly Glassman. She's our new dean for the Mount Sinai Phillips School of Nursing and our vice president for nursing academic affairs at the Mount Sinai Health System. We were just talking about her new beginnings experience starting in January. So Dr. Glassman, I'd love to welcome you and give you a chance to address our audience today.
Thanks, Steve, and I am very excited to be here. I have a long history of leadership in another organization, and one of the things I learned in my over 45 years of leadership experience is that an organization's most important asset is its people, because it's the people in the organization who do the important work that fulfills the mission and the vision and the values. And we hear so much of this in these Beyond the Badge broadcasts. I joined one during my first couple of weeks in January and was really heartened to hear everyone's story. So it's wonderful to be part of an organization that is really focused on honoring the expertise of his people. So I can't wait to hear today's honorees. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Glassman. And not only are we celebrating the people today, but we're learning from them. I want to share that we have a class, a patient experience class that's happening live right now. I was telling our celebrants backstage, and they took a pause and they came to attend this Beyond the Badge episode. It's called Going Beyond the Badge, and they're here to learn from real life stories of our employees who are going above and beyond. So welcome to the class. I'm glad you could be here and join us. Say hello in the chat if you like. So thank you again, Dr. Glassman, for joining us today. I know you're going to love these stories. I know the class is going to love these stories. And I know our whole audience is going to love hearing these stories. So let's get right into it. My colleagues have dropped, and we'll do it again, our program in the chat. So you can look at the order we're going in. There's some quotes about them. There's also a few stories in writing. We are a health system. Sometimes people have patient commitments they can't get away from. We do put those in writing in our program. So you'll see one for patient encounter associate Lana Harewood, who was praised in a patient letter for going above and beyond in the care she provided. There's another to spotlight Juan Gonzalez at Mount Sinai South Nassau for highlighting his commitment to our patients through his work in supply chain. And one more applauding Adrian Cortez, an accountant in our real estate and facilities department, who just recently retired. So they were recognizing him upon his retirement. You'll see one more in there for Emily Patron, but she's here live. We got her to come last second, so we're going to put her back into the full presentation. And we may bounce around in that order because we do know there are employees working with patients right now and coming on when they can. So we'll be agile. Our Mount Sinai value, agility, is on display here today. Let's go to our appreciation by patients section. We'll start there. These came from letters from patients. And we'll start at Mount Sinai West, where Andres Morera is standing by. Let me just make sure we have, yes, Felicia Camina is here. And we're going to start with Andres reading Felicia's story. Oh, Andres, we're missing your sound. Oh, not yet. We're going to hang on for a moment. And if you like, until we get your audio figured out, I can take your story, Felicia. And start you off. And Andres, we know we have another West story. We'll get you settled there. So Felicia, I'm on display now. Welcome. And I just want to share your story. So the friend of a Mount Sinai West emergency room patient stated, "My reason for writing this email is mainly for the outstanding work, unconditional commitment, and extreme determination of registered nurse Felicia Camina to not only attend to my friend, but appease and care for the many other patients that were admitted. Passerby questions, requests, and demands were thrown at her from all sides, and she was able to handle them with great composure and compassion amidst great empathy and professionalism. Never have I seen such poise, great spirits, and an ability to just smile and be positive. It's an attitude like this that certainly makes for a happier and healthier environment for all to be amongst, especially in times like this. I'm grateful to have been welcomed by this amazing and outstanding woman, and she should be applauded and put on a pedestal as a super nurse of all time." That was all capitalized, super nurse. So Felicia, I want to zero in on the words, especially in times like this, knowing you're in an emergency department. Certainly in emergency room care, the care is elevated. how is the patient experience also elevated when it comes to empathy, compassion, and composure, the professionalism that this friend of a patient noticed in you?
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for this great honor. It means a lot to me, and thank you. Secondly, I would like to thank my boss, Jill Frick, for being an amazing director, for giving me the opportunity to be part of our team at Mount Sinai West. Having a boss like her, she listens and she provides the supplies that we need, and that goes a long way in helping us provide care, great care to our patients. Honestly, to answer your question, I'll say nursing is not just a career for me. It's my passion. I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. I enjoy every second of it. It's just like marriage. There are good and bad days. So I enjoy the good days and I learn from the not so good ones. Whenever I enter my facility, my patient become my center of attention. They become my number one focus. My goal each day is to give them my undivided attention to the best of my ability, making them feel at ease, comfortable while they're away from their home, which is their comfort place. To sum this up, I'm a Christian. A verse in the Bible says in Matthew 7:12, do everything to others as you would like to be done to you. So I take that with me every day. That patient on the stretcher could be my lovely parents, my amazing husband, my God-given children, or even myself. So I take care of them like I want to be done.
Wonderful.
My family, my loved ones.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Beautiful message. You see the hearts fluttering up, and I've got to capture that quote you have. I enjoy the good days and I learn from the not so good days. That's a beautiful message. And that commitment to learning and trying to understand, what made this a struggle and learn from it is an incredible message to share. Thank you so much and congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to go next to New York Eye and Ear. I have Christine Pescator ready to read a story for Dr. Neil Patel. And we have another patient who recognized Dr. Patel. So let's bring him up on screen. And Christine, you can take it away.
Thanks, Steve. As a first-year retina fellow, Dr. Neil Patel is an incredibly valuable member of the retina care team at the New York Eye and Ear Infirmary of Mount Sinai. Recently, we received a letter of gratitude from a patient's family member, which states, I'm writing to extend my deepest appreciation for the exceptional care provided to my father by the dedicated professionals at your esteemed institution. Last year, we faced a challenging situation when my father experienced a detached retina. The prompt and expert intervention by Dr. Neil Patel and the entire medical team played a crucial role in preserving my father's eyesight. Dr. Patel's outstanding qualities as a physician were evident during the critical period. His compassion, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to patient care exceeded our expectations. We are truly grateful for the exemplary medical care he provided.
Yeah, thank you. And Dr. Patel, so your leaders added a comment to this on how your empathetic care is matched by your agility, creativity, safety, and dedication to equitable care. So that's really covering pretty much all of our Mount Sinai Health System values. And I'm wondering what's at the top of your list? What is a value that you personally bring into your work with patients every day?
First of all, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Christine, for reading that letter, and thank you for inviting me here. I feel so honored to be here with such an amazing group of other people being recognized today. To answer your question, it's a great question. I would say empathy probably is the one that stands out most to me. We're all here to help people, help our patients, but when you're faced with that busy work day, juggling so many patients and responsibilities, you can sometimes lose track of that. I know that I do that myself, but just remembering to slow down, connect with our patients as people, and empathizing with the problem that brought them in really helps me stay oriented to that mission of helping people here. So I remember this patient shared a video of him as a judo master back in his younger days in Japan. And he showed me a video of an advertisement he did for a big luggage company, kicking, suitcases and showing how strong they were. And
wow.
seeing him and connecting with him on that personal level helped form a really strong patient and doctor relationship with him. And I think led to this good outcome. We were able to save his vision after a surgery to help fix his retinal detachment. And none of it would have been possible without the great team we have at New York Ioneer and the whole Mount Sinai system. So
wonderful. Excellent. So there we got it. Empathy, leading with empathy. You'll always be succeeding. Another one of our Mount Sinai values. And we see the impact the patient had on you, that you remember these stories. This must have been a couple of months ago, at least, that the letter was written and sent in. So really made an impact on you as well.
yes,
Beautiful.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Patel. Thank you, Christine. And congrats. I want to come back. Andres, I don't know if we've got you figured out. I'm always ready to read. I'll pop right on. We'll see if Andre, I think I heard you.
Do you hear me now, Steve?
You're good. You're good. Yeah. We got
Perfect.
another story for you, and that's for Myra Pozo, who we're going to bring on up for you to be able to share Myra's story here from Mount Sinai West Ambulatory Leadership, who submitted this one. There we are.
Wonderful. So very excited to recognize Myra today. So Myra is a nurse practitioner at the Mount Sinai West Neurology Practice, and she's an excellent provider whose patients always have the best things to say about her and the care that she provides. One recent patient stated, quote, "Myra Pozo is one of the top reasons I chose this office. She is thorough, thoughtful, and engaged. I usually plan for a brief wait time because to me, it means Myra is spending time with her patients, and I appreciate that," end quote. Another patient wrote, quote, "Myra was very attentive to all my health needs. When I raised a new spinal stenosis issue during my visit, Myra fully discussed everything I needed to know, and she even provided a referral for physical therapy as well as a pain specialist. I felt exceedingly well cared for," end quote. With her bright, positive personality, Myra is always branching out to help the team with anything they may need. She is kind, caring, respectful, and a true definition of a team player. It is a delight to have Myra as part of our Mount Sinai West neurology family, and we are so grateful to have her in our healthcare system. Congratulations, Myra.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Andres. And Myra, I want to ask, when you can make a wait time feel like a positive, that says a lot. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
So, what would you say you do that leaves your patients feeling, as they quoted in this letter, exceedingly well cared for? What makes the difference in the experience you provide?
So I do whatever it takes to make sure that my patients, they receive, a safe, effective, and efficient, high quality care. Like if I had to spend extra time just to provide them with the information they need, I will do that. If I have to, basically, like if we short staff and if I had to do work, to do work as a social worker and try to organize or coordinate care for them, I will do that because I want to make sure that at the end of the day, they get all the care, the best care possible. Yeah.
The commitment to the best care possible, whatever it takes.
Yes.
We find a way, and you're bringing
find a
that
way.
into
Yes.
what you do. We find a way for that best care possible. And that commitment at the heart of everything you do is going to make an impact, not in just this patient letter. I know it does for all of your patients. So really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Myra. Thank you, Andres.
Thank you.
Next, if you see in your program, Diana Rakovsky, she's in a procedure literally right now. We know she's expected a little after 12:30 when she's through that procedure. So we're passing on Diana right now. We'll be back for her in a little bit, just a heads up in your program. And we're going to go to Olivia McGregor is here from Mount Sinai South Nassau. We've got two who are mentioned in a patient letter, Neil McGeed and Andrew Aselta, nurses at South Nassau. Let's bring them all up for this next story.
It's on mute now. You there? Go ahead.
Great. Thank you so much, Steve.
Okay.
Our next story is from a patient who recognized the staff of D1 East and specifically nurses Neil McGeed and Andrew Selta. The patient wrote a letter that states, "From the onset of my stay, the entire staff services were exemplary. Each nurse and the associated staff members were pleasant, diligent, efficient, caring, and showed genuine compassion and concern. I would like to commend two individuals that went beyond the usual caring of a nurse. Neil and Andrew cared for me throughout my stay. These two RNs showed compassion and were very knowledgeable in the skills required to perform their jobs. I hope that these outstanding nurses can be recognized in some way for their excellent skills and level of care. Thank you, Neil, Andrew, and the team for exemplifying our values while providing this patient with empathetic and compassionate care."
Yes. All right. Thank you, Olivia. And so Neil and Andrew, so I was listening to this, and twice in this letter, the patient commented on the combination of the excellent clinical skill paired with the compassionate care. And I'd love to ask you to describe, how do you focus on both of these elements in the way you care for your patients?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. Olivia, thank you for reading that. It really is an honor to be here with so many caring healthcare providers. It is inspiring. So in regards to this specific patient, he really had a rough go. You know, he was there a week in the hospital, not eating food. And one thing in particular that required both compassion and skill that we had to do was to insert an NG tube on a totally alert and oriented man. And that process is very uncomfortable. And so, you know, we were able to execute that in a skillful way, but also compassionate way, holding his hand literally through the process. And I feel like if you're just focused on the clinical side without caring about the patient, you know, what are we really doing? You know, both are important, and he's going to remember that for his hospital stay. And he wrote this wonderful letter, and Andrew and I feel so honored by that.
Really nice. Andrew, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I would also just like to thank my manager, my assistant managers, all the staff on D1 East. I'm a relatively new nurse. I was on orientation with Neil when we got this letter. So in terms of the clinical skills, I'm still learning every day. But in terms of compassion, it's important to like meet the patients where they are. Like a lot of them are scared. They get labs drawn every morning. They get poked and prodded, and it's important to just take the time, sit down, and just talk to them. And just like showing a little bit of patience, showing that you want to listen to them, goes a very long way.
Absolutely. Well, really nice. You got a great mentor who's helping you get started, and just bringing that compassion. You're always going to succeed. You said you're still learning some of the clinical, but if you lead with the compassion part and you learn the clinical, you're going to continue to excel here at Mount Sinai. Really, really nice. And I know a lot of your team is here cheering you on and your leadership here. So proud of you. Okay, well, thank you. That wraps up. Again, we'll come back to Diana. That wraps up our patient letter section. And the next section, we have 2 stories of excellence. These are some of the one-time things, although you'll see this goes beyond a one-time event that we're going to share into their everyday excellent care. Radiology leadership for the health system recognized Alexander Lewis. And we've got a great story to share for Alexander. We're going to call Kathy Gilbert up to share this story from our corporate member of our committee. Hey, Kathy.
Thank you, Steve, and welcome Alexander and everyone else on this call. For the past 5 years, Alexander Lewis has been the exceptional program manager for Mount Sinai Hospital's mobile mammography program. Since its inception, the program has held 900 community events and offered screenings to 8,700 patients. As program manager, Alexander is responsible for engaging with external organizations, managing staff, maintaining the equipment, and ensuring regulatory compliance. He always exhibits a positive demeanor and strong problem-solving skills, and staff rely on him to provide guidance in navigating field challenges. During a recent screening event, an electrical issue left the van inoperable and requiring a tow. But Alexander's mechanical talent saved the day as he resolved the issue himself, so there were no disruptions in providing mammography services to the community. Alexander's agility during challenging situations is why the staff refer to him as the glue that keeps the on-road team moving forward. Please join us in expressing our sincere appreciation to Alexander for his excellence in service.
All right, thank you, Kathy. So Alexander, your manager actually sent me a photo of you in action, fixing the van so it could be out there. This is you in the field. But really, I know even though this is a one-time example of that glue that holds things together and being agile in the field, I'd love to hear you talk about this program, which sounds so impressive. What would you say about the difference and the impact you've seen this program and your team make in providing this mobile service to your communities?
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to say I am very fortunate to be part of this team. This team has been going strong since 2018. It's not a one-person show. This is a conglomerate of talent. We have good technologists. We have an excellent driver. We have beautiful leadership all the way from Dr. Lori Margulies all the way down to my colleague, Jean Stenard, who also advocates for the betterment of this program. I'm more than happy to always take the lead and use my little bit of technical, mechanical know-how to keep the vehicle on the road, because I understand how important it is for us to render care to people within the community. I enjoy bringing this program through all 5 boroughs, and I enjoy being part of the instrument that's used to make sure that radiology and the care for breast cancer is something that brings awareness to every individual. Part of our motto in radiology is early detection promotes early treatment. So I'm happy to be part of that team that also exhibits that type of talent. So I appreciate everything that everyone has done.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Alexander. It really is inspiring to hear about. I know more and more of these vans are coming out to meet our patients where they are, and it's all so exciting to know that our communities are getting your Mount Sinai level care right where they are in their communities. And I'd love hearing more about it. And thank you for all you do to make sure that commitment that van is out there and able to offer these screenings. Really excellent. Thank you. And one more, this is Emily Patron. So she's not in your program. She's here. We got her back. She was able to make it today from our Mount Sinai network practices. Let's have Emily come on up and join us. And we have Rebecca Asmussen, our committee member for the network practices, here to share this story.
Thanks, Steve. I'm so excited to share this story about Emily today, and I'm glad that she could join at the last minute. While a patient was at the front desk waiting to check out, he suddenly began to lose consciousness. Emily Patron, a patient services representative at our Green Lawn practice, quickly responded by alerting the clinical team. She then began diverting patient traffic away from the treatment area that was set up to tend to the patient, while also providing reassurance to the patients in the waiting room that the patient was being taken care of. We applaud Emily's quick thinking and compassion for patient care, as she played an integral role in saving the patient's life. Well done, Emily.
So wow, an emergency situation. And I'd love to hear your experience during this emergency. What was the mindset you had to take on to be able to help the patient and those in the waiting room who were concerned? Take me through your mindset through that moment.
Hi, yes. Thank you, Rebecca, for reading that. I just, it was a lot going through my mind all at once. I saw the patient in distress, and I knew that I needed to get the right people there to help him. So I acted as quickly as I could. My role was just a small part in getting that patient the care that he needed. Everyone here with me in the cardiology group here did an amazing job that day, taking care of that patient, and he walked away from the situation. And he was good, and that was what it was very important to all of us to make sure that he was taken care of.
Yeah, excellent. Well, you just did your part, but everyone needs to do their part for the best patient care we can provide. And you really stood out to your leaders as being able to handle both the emergency and still caring for those in the waiting room who were concerned as well. So a really exceptional example. And thank you for sharing your insights.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Emily, and thank you, Rebecca. Next, we're going to go into our appreciation by colleagues section. Again, we'll come back to Diana when she joins shortly. But in our appreciation by colleagues section, these often come from STAR recognition. So STAR is our platform for peer-to-peer recognition. It is always a win. That person always gets that recognition. It always goes to their leader as well to see the kind words you say about a colleague and what inspired you. And sometimes these are short ones. You'll see some of these are rather short. But sometimes they're so special and so well written that leaders catch a hold of them and say, yes, this is such an example of excellence and what it looks like. And so thank you for submitting the STAR, and they end up sharing it and repeating it on the System Daily Huddle. So here are a few of these STAR recognitions or appreciation by colleagues stories that we'd love to share with you that were already shared on the Huddle. First is at Mount Sinai Morningside. We'll bring Tyler back on up here. And we have one for Dr. Kevin Paul and Maria Colon. Maria is in the emergency room. She wasn't able to step away, but we have Dr. Paul here to respond to this story.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Really excited to recognize this team. So the System Hospital at Home team wrote the following message of appreciation for medicine resident Dr. Kevin Paul and emergency department nurse Maria. We want to thank Dr. Paul and Maria for their agility, creativity, incredible teamwork, focusing on providing patient-centered care. We had a frail 93-year-old woman who needed inpatient level care, but was very afraid of hospitals. They work together as a cohesive team to provide the initial assessment, workup, repeat and expedite abnormal labs, expedite imaging, and arrange a transfer to hospital at home, all within 6 hours of the patient presenting to the emergency department. As you can imagine, a lot of logistics needed to happen, but Dr. Paul and Maria steered the ship seamlessly while they maintained patient safety, care expedition, and a professional and collaborative atmosphere with all of the teams that were involved. Dr. Paul and Maria, you are the Sinai way. We appreciate you and look forward to working with you again. So congratulations again to you both for really working to reduce anxiety and suffering for this patient.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. And I'll share, Maria wrote back about how rewarding it was to hear how she and Dr. Paul were able to play a part in providing this patient with a positive emergency department visit so that they could continue to receive care in the comfort of their home. And Dr. Paul, I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about hospital at home and how this is a single example of the patient-centered care that you bring to all your patients every day.
Yeah. So first, let me just say real quick, this is just so inspiring just to hear all these stories. Just to even just be in the conversation with all of you and hearing this is definitely an honor for me. Yeah, just so heartening to hear these stories. This really typifies, I think, the best of how humans can take care of humans, you know, in this environment where people often feel very vulnerable.
Yeah.
So hospital home is it's sort of a great program. I think from my standpoint, I'm a first year intern actually, so I don't have I'm just kind of seeing it in action this year. It gives people an opportunity who oftentimes maybe have like one acute medical condition that they can safely be treated in the comfort of their own home versus being in the hospital for like say 3 or 5 days. And for this patient in particular, it made a lot of sense because she was elderly, she was afraid of hospitals, and she had really one medical condition that would allow her to be treated by nurses and doctors. You get all the same level of care at home in a much more restful environment. And the outcomes are often better. You know, the patients have higher satisfaction, their families have higher satisfaction. It's a really great program, and it also frees up resources for the hospital and hospital beds that can be used for people who have more acute medical problems. So it's really a win-win for both the patient and the hospital. As we know, beds are in short order. So
Yeah.
that's sort of hospital to home. But I think the story for me is just, I'll keep it short as I can here. It's just like, you know, recognizing when you gotta kind of step up and use the resources you have and kind of maybe funnel it towards one person. So I guess to your slogan, like, we find a way. I mean, it was challenging. We have you know, on an admitting team, it's really hard to be able to do that, but you just say, all right, like, this needs to be done. This patient deserves it. This is exactly what they need. So we just focused on it. And Maria, there's a lot of demands in the ED to get labs, and we were trending troponins, and she really stepped up to help us get everything kind of buttoned up so that we could really move the process along and get the patient out. So I'm sorry she can't be here, but I wanted to recognize her for her hard work too.
Yeah, well, and if you see her, we're going to extend our congrats to Maria, and really wonderful response, and another incredible program to share with our audience of colleagues who maybe weren't aware of things like this. Just like Alexander's, another way that we're meeting our patients where they are and providing them this special care into our communities. So thank you so much, Dr. Paul, for sharing. All right, and thank you, Tyler. Going on to our next one, we're at Mount Sinai Hospital. I'm going to have my colleague God's Favor Guillet from Mount Sinai Hospital share this story for Dr. Philip Groden, who is recognized in a star message.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations. This story is about Dr. Philip Groden. Nursing leadership expressed their appreciation to Dr. Philip Groden, writing, "Phil, we wanted to commend you for your amazing work in recess today and also Friday. These were exceptionally busy days, yet you did not let the overwhelming environment distract or deter you from successful team leading and providing quality care. We on the nursing leadership team have received tons of feedback from our nurses that you are a great leader, calm and organized under pressure, and a great team player who advocates for your patients. We are grateful for your collaboration."
Yeah, all right, thank you, God's Favor. And Dr. Groden, what does it mean to you to hear such appreciative feedback from the nurses and from nursing leadership on how they view you as a great leader and collaborator with their teams?
Yeah, it means a great deal, and just want to echo what everyone else has said today on the program too, that it's an honor to be here. Thank you all so much, and really to just be featured amongst so many awesome caregivers from across the institution. It's incredibly motivating, and it means a great deal. I remember these shifts really well. These were some of the busiest ED shifts I've had so far in residency. As Godsaver mentioned, they're in a recess space, which is short for resuscitation. And it's the area of the ED with the most critical patients that we have. Our nursing team that day, Delaney, Sam, Bernard, Olivia, others I'm forgetting, they did an unbelievable job with some really sick patients. And so I just want to make sure to shout them out as well for the great work that they did that day. Emergency medicine, it's a team sport at the end of the day. So everyone from our techs, folks in the nursing team, or the residents and mid-levels, attendings, we work side by side. Yeah, exactly. Every day to create a safe space and to give patients, the care that they really deserve from stepping in our doors. Our nursing team performs unbelievable work day in and day out. So I'm still very much in training right now. I'm a third-year resident. I'm learning every day how to be a better clinician and a better teammate too. So to hear those words from them, to get such encouragement and positive feedback, it's motivating, and it's great to know I'm on the right track.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, not just as a great collaborator and teammate, but as a great leader, they continue to recognize your leadership through this time. So spectacular start to your career in emergency medicine with them. And thank you so much for a wonderful response.
Thanks all.
All right, thank you, Dr. Groden. And God's favor, we're going to stick right with you. We have Shelly Ann Logan here. I'm hoping my team caught them. We brought up a colleague who has her on camera. There we go. This was another star message for Shelly Ann Logan, Mount Sinai Hospital Ambulatory Leadership recognized her. So God's favor.
Excellent. Shelley. Dr. Villanueva wrote the following to appreciate Shelly Ann Logan, an RN in the liver practice. Shelly Ann's unwavering commitment to the pillars of Mount Sinai was evident when she recently demonstrated exceptional competence during a critical emergency. Her prompt administration of Narcan in response to a patient overdose exemplifies her dedication to our core values. Shelly Ann's outstanding contribution to the well-being of our patients and the overall success of the team is a part of her daily interactions with all.
Yeah, thank you. So Shelly Ann, I love this statement that recognizes a specific moment while also commenting on your daily outstanding contributions to the well-being of patients. How is this moment a reflection of the commitment you make in your everyday care?
I mean, honestly, I just want to start off by thanking yourself, Steve, and the team for this honor. I mean, this is a fantastic idea to just honor everyone. I mean, every day we go out there, and I believe everybody, give their best effort or their best foot. That's why we're in this business of caring for patients. But honestly, it's our team. Our liver team is fantastic. When I first came here, I would say I was a wounded soldier. It's coming from inpatient. And just the compassion that was shown to me and the compassion that's still shown to both our patients and the staff member. I always say we're a family. Sometimes a little dysfunctional, but we're a family. But what binds us all together is our care for our patient. Like, we all have that in common, and that shows in the practice. I could not honestly do it by myself. That day when I heard about the patient, we had an LPN, and she came and she said, "Oh, the patient was sleeping." But honestly, it was the front desk staff that first pointed it out, that the patient was, sleeping for some time. So again, it points to the team that we have, the training that we got, and the way we look out, and the way that we actually do that interdisciplinary, we practice it daily. Right. And then both doctors, Ellen and Dr. Villanueva, were there by my side the entire time. And another nurse was there to bring the patient in when he, actually came back to life and was throwing up. So again, our team is amazing. It's your team. You can't do it without a fantastic team. I mean, yes, you're there and you try to do your best, but if you don't have a great team behind you to support you and to just help you when you have times of difficulties or times when you have patients that are like out, it's harder.
It takes
So
that
I'm
team, and it's like you said, Shelley-Ann, you're all aligned to that same purpose. And as long as you're all aligned to that same purpose for being there for the patients, you can get through any day and the challenges of that day because you'll have that same commitment. So very, very well said. And thank you for joining us today and offering those insights.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have one more in this appreciation from colleagues section, and then I know Diana is here. We're going to go back to Diana, who just came out of her procedure and is ready to go. Let's do our final story first in this section. From Mount Sinai, Queens, we have Carolina Montoya, who's ready to go. I'm sorry we brought you up early, Diana. I'm going to... All right, you're up on screen. We have Ann already. Let's go for it. Diana, we're going to go to you back in our story from Mount Sinai's faculty practice. And Ann, why don't you take it away?
Wonderful. I'm so glad Diana was able to join, and I have had the pleasure of being able to see her a few times this week during an employee recognition luncheon and then last week during a walkthrough at 85th Street. So lovely to see her again. So an appreciative patient emailed the East 85th Street ENT practice manager to recognize advanced clinical assistant Diana Rakowski, stating, "I recently underwent surgery for melanoma on my nose. This has been a difficult and painful experience for me. I am contacting you because Diana has been so instrumental in my recovery. She has literally held my hand through this process. I've been to the office so many times since the procedure for Diana to look at my progress, change the bandages, and most importantly, to help me through this difficult time emotionally. I wanted you to know this and that I am extremely grateful for all of her care and support." So thank you, Diana, for the compassion and excellence you exhibit every day. You really are a ray of light to our patients. So thankful to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ann. And Diana, this patient states that the most important to them was how you cared for them emotionally during a difficult time. And I'd love to hear you talk about that. Can you tell us about how you care for the whole patient, both physically and emotionally, when they're interacting with you? Oh, and I hope we have your audio. Go ahead. Oh.
Well, when patients come to us, they just don't know what to expect. So when Dr. Rosenberg goes in detail with them, they still don't process until it's all done. We're both there. The whole team is there for them, but somebody has to be behind the scene all the time that they have our phone numbers. If there is, God forbid, something needed, Dr. Rosenberg never not pick up the phone, which is perfect. We just need to be there to talk to them, to talk them through it. And they have to be able to come in wherever they need to come in, because that's another part. They sit in home. They don't know what to do with themselves. They stare in the mirror and they don't know what to do. They don't know what happening and what processes they're going through. So every time that they come in here, they feel already better that there is somebody who's there to look at them. Yeah, and they have here. This is Dr. Rosenberg. Without Dr. Rosenberg, nothing will happen.
I just want to say that Diana is selling herself short, that patients like this patient and other patients are so delighted, is because she is just such a rock for them. She's available, I mean, all the time, well above and beyond what I'd expect from even, basically from everyone. And she's caring, she's compassionate, and I can't say enough about how much she's earned these accolades, but also just earned the trust and respect of our patients. And I'm sorry,
That's all right. Thank you, Dr. Rosenberg. There you are. And thank you, Diana. Another great purpose statement. We always have to be there for them, and knowing that that's behind.
Without our team, that's everything in whatever direction that needs to be.
Whatever it is, we always have to be there for them. And that, when you bring that in every day, you are there always for them. And that makes a difference.
Exactly like you want to treat yourself or your relatives. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you, Dr. Rosenberg. Thank you, Ann. And we're so glad we got you in.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, and now we'll go back to our appreciation by colleagues section. We have Zach ready with Carolina Montoya with one more from that section from Mount Sinai, Queens. Hi,
Hello.
let's go to Zach. Hi.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead and start. We'll spot.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Steve. And this is one of my favorite stars that's ever come across my desk. So I'm so happy to read, and congratulations, Carolina. So a physician submitted a statement to recognize Carolina Montoya, a medical assistant from neurology to pulmonology department. They wrote, "There was an incident with the patient in the waiting room that got spicy, extra picante. Carolina took some heat, but was able to de-escalate and calm the patient down. I checked in to see how she was doing, and she was cool as a cucumber, commenting on how she understood that it comes with the job. Kudos to Carolina for demonstrating courage and professionalism in tough situations, all while handling the day-to-day work with excellence as well.
Thank you. I think you got some laugh emojis coming up at the extra picante. It was a tough one, it sounds like. And I'm wondering if you can talk about your approach to this incident that you feel really made the difference in de-escalating the situation. And you're still on mute, so let's bring you off mute. And here there you go.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to thank for this special honor. I would also like to thank Dr. Xian for this beautiful comment. Okay, to answer your question, I believe that my approach to this incident was very positive. It made things a lot smoother for the patient. For this situation, which is our goal on Mount Sinai. At the end, the situation de-escalated for the better. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for staying cool as a cucumber through situations like this. You know, that we do trainings on this program all the time. My colleague, Michael Joseph, is doing them all the time on verbal de-escalation. And it is a skill and a talent and role modeling those for others and showing how effective that communication can be is a great story to share. So thank you, Carolina.
Thank you so much.
Our final section, we've got 6 stories there. So we're going to be rolling through these. They're in our employee spotlight section, which is either a program that we're spotlighting or just a person and their overall excellence. And we're going to go first to Angelo Belfiore in emergency management and have Kathy Gilbert come on up for that story. This was recognized by Mount Sinai Health System's emergency management team. Hi, Angelo.
Hi, Angelo. I hope I'm going to pronounce your name correctly. Angelo Belfiore has evolved over the years from being a staff planner to his current position as System Senior Director for Emergency Management. He has played an integral role in the response to COVID, in addition to all System Clinical Command Center emergency activations. Angelo not only provides direct oversight of planning requirements, he is also responsible for Joint Commission preparedness, new initiatives such as the Enterprise Resilience and Business Continuity Initiative, and continuing support of the integration of new solutions for system emergency management and clinical command center priorities. In extreme emergencies, Angelo creates and disseminates creative solutions to meet and exceed the needs of the system. He is a wonderful person to work with and we applaud his skill set and dedication to the mission of the clinical command and emergency preparedness effort.
Yeah, well, thank you, Kathy. And I love how leadership describes you having evolved into your senior director role. And I wonder if you could talk about that. How would you say you've evolved in the commitment and dedication you have for emergency management work here at Mount Sinai?
Absolutely. And good afternoon, Steve, and good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say congratulations to my fellow colleagues who are also being recognized as part of the program. And Kathy, the pronunciation was perfect, so no worries there. I think what's allowed me to grow within the department is really learning to be flexible, adaptable, and open to all perspectives. You know, that's right, agility. In emergency management, every day, every response is different. So learning to really hone in on those skills is critical. Also, over the years, I've been here 7 years now. I've had the pleasure of working with great colleagues and mentors, both internal to my department as well as from around the system. I feel that during my time at Sinai, I've been able to grow both personally and professionally because of all the support I've experienced from the many different people that I've had the pleasure of meeting and working with over my time here. And I really don't take that for granted. So I'm very grateful and very appreciative.
Well, wonderful. Thank you, Angelo. And congrats on this recognition and really showing the teamwork and how important that is in your department. And the agility, like you said, every day is different. You got to be ready for everything at any moment. And that's the emergency management life. So a really great example of a look into your world. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Angelo. Next, we're going to go to Dashil Bania from Mount Sinai Morningside Ambulatory, who was recognized. And we'll have Tyler Geegan come on back for that. Hi, Dash.
Hello, good afternoon.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. So yes, we are excited to recognize Dash. Dash is practice supervisor at Mount Sinai Doctor 638 at Columbus Avenue's primary care practice. And she really exemplifies unwavering dedication and commitment every single day in her work. Her passion continues to be the mindset behind the practice's financial outcomes, as she genuinely wants 638 to succeed. Dash embodies our core values, service standards, and behaviors, and perfection along with success is her driving force. She also shows empathy for her team. While she often dodges the spotlight, often putting others in the practice before herself, her leadership applauds how Dash has grown from a shy medical assistant to a strong leader who is well-spoken and not afraid to take on even the most difficult challenges. Dash is a tremendous addition to the Mount Sinai Morningside ambulatory team and always exhibits kindness and a genuine interest in helping others. We're incredibly fortunate to have her at Mount Sinai Morningside.
Yeah, thank you, Dash. So this message highlights your passion and your genuine commitment to the success of the team and of the practice. So what is the mindset you have that drives that dedication and commitment you feel and bring to the practice?
Hi, good afternoon. First, I want to thank you, my boss, Lisa Renaud, for choosing me to be part of the Beyond the Badge. To respond to your question is, my passion for our team and primary care practice comes from a strong belief in the power of collaboration and patient-centered care, and driving by a mindset that prioritizes empathy, innovation, and continuous improvement. Each day, I'm filled by the great impact we have on the health and well-being of our community. I am committed to promoting an environment where every team member feels valued, supported, and empowered to excel. Our collective success is not just a professional goal, but a personal mission. It is rooted in a genuine desire to make a positive difference in the life of the people we serve. I also want to thank my team for always doing an amazing job and go beyond. I'm sorry. I also want to say thank you to Fatima, Danica, and Cheyenne for doing an excellent job every day and making sure patients are always what they need, help in what they need.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dash. You really covered what your team does and your commitment to your patients, but also your commitment as a manager, as a supervisor there to the staff, that they feel valued and empowered is a beautiful message as well, and why I know led to this recognition moment. So thank you for that, and congrats.
Thank you.
I know your team is here feeling very proud of you. I know Lisa invited them.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Lisa.
Next, we're going to go back. Mount Sinai Health System Support and Ancillary Services recognized a Mount Sinai Hospital employee, Michael Lewis. We're going to bring up Michael and have God's favor, Yay, come back up for this story. Hi, Michael.
Thank you. Congratulations, Michael. The pride Michael Lewis has in his work is evident each morning as he prepares the hallways, break rooms, lab spaces, and facilities in one of the busiest floors in the Icon building. He takes great pride in any task, small or big, and his proactive nature and genuine desire to put in the ultimate effort can be appreciated long after he completes the shift. He works quietly and carefully, not to disturb ongoing clinical work, while ensuring the floors remain debris-free, the facilities are fully refreshed, and the disposal containers are replaced. His results are appreciated by the staff and compounded furthermore by his gentle demeanor and the friendly greeting he brings to anyone who has the pleasure of running into him on the 8th floor. Thank you, Mr. Michael Lewis, for being a role model of our core values and providing major support for the clinical staff every day.
Yeah, thank you. And Michael, I'd love to hear you speak to what is the personal commitment to your work you have here at Mount Sinai, and how that drives you to put in the, as they quoted, ultimate effort that your leadership says you provide every day.
I want to say good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for having me. This is a pleasure. I have the pleasure of making sure things get done on the 8th floor. You know, I make sure that the restrooms and everything is clean. I take pride in having clean areas, making sure the trash is done the right way, not overflow. And, you know, I just take pride of making sure that the floor is you know, comfortable to work in a good work environment. And I greet everybody every morning, you know, it's always good to say good morning, because that starts the day. And, you know, I just take pride in doing what I do. You know, I have a passion for cleaning, and that's what I do.
Well, it's beautiful to hear you speak to your passion and your pride and how you're creating the environment for these employees who work on that floor. You're creating the positive environment with your greetings, and to hear you speak that I make sure things get done on this 8th floor, that commitment and that purpose in your work is a spectacular message. So thank you for sharing that with us, Michael, and congrats.
Thank you.
All right. And again, although congrats to the lucky team on the 8th floor of the Icon building as well. All right, I'm going to go next. We've got just a few more for you, so hang with us for some overtime today. We've got 3 great stories left to share with you. Next up is Mount Sinai, Brooklyn. Morelli Lorenas was recognized, and I'm going to have my colleague Katrina Bravo come up for this story for Morelli.
Congratulations to all our celebrants thus far. I'm happy to present Morelli Lorenas, who is an extremely knowledgeable and experienced ICU critical care nurse. As one of our senior nurses, she is always there to guide and precept the newer members of the team in a kind and patient manner. From setting up an arterial line or a chest tube to placing the most difficult IVs, Marilee is always there to assist and teach. Beyond Marilee's excellent clinical skills and great instincts, she is always committed to learning and improving, asking questions during rounds and seeking to get a deeper understanding of medical decisions. Marilee is the rock of the ICU and highly deserving of this recognition. Congratulations, Marilee.
Thanks, Katrina. And Morelli, so I love in this statement how it recognizes you both as a teacher and a learner. You got both sides of it here. Can you share your passion for growth and learning and how that guides your approach to teaching and precepting others?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you very much for this opportunity to come at least. We appreciate it, actually. But being a nurse for the past 40 years, you know, I've seen the difference in the nursing practice. And it grows and it's been changing. And with the advancement of technology also, we still need to learn. And then we still have to share everything that we know. And being a nurse, being the most senior nurse in the ICU right now, I try also to share my knowledge, my skills, and my expertise to the younger generations. And I know that they will be the one who gonna continue the journey of learning, and I hope they will share it also. And I always inspire them not to be just a good nurse, but to be the best nurse to our patients. And the bottom line is still the foundation of nursing is still care and compassion, which we have that one and share it to everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Morelli, for bringing that core into what you're
Thank you,
teaching
yes.
on what nursing is at Mount Sinai,
Yes.
Brooklyn, and bringing your 40 years of experience in for them to learn from is
Yes.
exceptional.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Katrina. 2 to
Thank
go.
you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Our laboratory system leadership recognized Deepika Patel, and she's from Mount Sinai Hospital. So we're going to go back to you, God's favor, for one more from Mount Sinai Hospital for Deepika Patel.
Yes, congratulations, Deepika. So Deepika Patel has exhibited exceptional performance at the Mount Sinai Health System Chemistry and Immunology Lab. Initially joining as a QA manager, Deepika was crucial in establishing quality assurance standards and significantly contributed to the Alinity expansion projects. Her seamless collaboration and unwavering dedication have solidified her position as an indispensable asset to chemistry lab operations. In recognition of her outstanding contributions, Deepika was promoted to the position of lab manager, where she has spearheaded the validation of numerous tests, showcasing her expertise in the field. Her significant role in standardizing system-wide chemistry assay reference ranges further underscores her invaluable contributions to the overall success of the laboratory, and the Department of Pathology is proud to have Ms. Patel on our laboratory leadership team.
Yeah, thank you, God's favor. And so, Topeka, your leadership commented on your unwavering dedication, and I'd love to hear you describe that. What is the dedication you feel and you bring into your work in the chemistry and immunology lab?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to thank you for this honor. And I only started Mount Sinai a year ago, and this is quite an honor. And I would like to thank you to our lab administration team, Lauren, Radhika, Daya, Dr. Hansen, and Dr. Mandu for trusting my work and believing in me. As a lab professional, I understand the importance of consistently producing high quality results. And I firmly believe that the quality comes from attention to detail, unwavering dedication, and understanding of the subject matter. And I try to put every efforts to make sure that our team and we produce the quality results. And I'm always available to address any challenges. And I also use my years of experience in the field. And this dedication is driven by my desire to make a positive impact and provide the highest standard care to all patients who entrust us with their well-being. And whatever success I have today, I give all my credits to either my leadership to give me the guidance and my team who follows my guidelines and trusting me. So I really appreciate, and this is extremely honorable. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Topeka. So it sounds like you're bringing so much years of experience and this deep sense of purpose into your work. But in your first year at Mount Sinai, you've already proven how you fit into that Mount Sinai way, and it's shown as a role model for what we care about and what we strive for at Mount Sinai. That leadership would celebrate you here today. So congrats, and I'm glad your first year has gone so exceptionally well.
Thank you.
And our final story today, I have Siddiqa Horn from the Ambulatory Care Call Center. We're here ready to recognize Paula Thompson, who was recognized from there. So Siddiqa, let's hear a story for Paula.
Hi, good afternoon, Steve, and congratulations to all the honorees. I am very honored to nominate and speak about Paula today. For more than 15 years, Paula Thompson has been going above and beyond in her responsibilities as a patient access representative in the Ambulatory Care Call Center. Paula always prioritizes our patients. She takes the time to help every single patient that calls our call center, regardless if they are calling the correct area or not. She handles every call with professionalism, attention, and patience. She offers our callers the utmost respect and demonstrates empathy as she takes the time to provide patients with the best patient care. Paula is such a sweet and caring individual, and we sincerely thank her for all her hard work and dedication. Congratulations, Paula.
Thank you, Siddiqa. And I know Paula's here. I see her name in here. She might be having trouble with her video and microphone. I would love to hear from you, Paula, because I love the line that says you always prioritize our patients. And if you could speak to that, how do you interact with patients that shows you see their care as a priority?
Hi, everyone. I'm on. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Siddiqa, for the accomplishment that I've done. I focus more on and concentrate on the needs of patients, and I interact with the patients and by listening attentively to them and involve in their decisions, and acknowledge their preference, and offering their options and alternatives, and I also explain the benefits of both and each. Um, that's just something short I would like to say, but I would go out my way to say thank you, Siddiqa. Thank you to Maggie, the supervisor, and Joanna, the two best supervisors here who always leave their busy schedule to answer all questions and that we have. This is my third time, and this means that I'm doing something really good. This is my third time being nominated. And I want to thank you, Steve, for your excellent way that you put forward everything to us. And thanks everyone, and congratulations to everyone who have been beyond the badge. And thank you.
Thank you, Paula, and you continue to be recognized, I'm guessing, through some of the work at the Ambulatory Call Center and different star recognitions from colleagues. They're recognizing what you said is you're listening, and then great explanations are the two things I caught from what you shared that makes the difference for your patients, and it was really well said, and I thank you and congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so much to
Thank you,
everyone.
Paula.
Thanks.
A wonderful ending to our episode here today.
Oh,
We're back. I know we're back every single month. There was a story shared this morning that we'll be celebrating next month in our April 25th episode. So come on back if you enjoyed this. Get your
Congratulations,
monthly dose of
Paula.
inspiration. And we're going to turn it to our final closeout video. Hey, sorry, Mets fans, that you were rained out, but Yankee opening days today. So it's a continuing great day for me. So I wish everybody a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming to Beyond the Badge.